first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Washington football team.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
A fairly short kick from the 14, and he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. Throwing is McDonald. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 29-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd and 10, Wentz. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A huge play there for Washington.
The Washington first down.
From the red zone now, Wentz. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll make it a 2nd down. Again, it's Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. Wentz going to look to throw. It's caught. And it's 8-0. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here, because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Taken in at the 3. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15...
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Washington. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards and just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Running room at the 50. Look out. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces, because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team, and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Here's McDonald to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, McDonald trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington.
As more and more up-tempo football creeps into the NFL game, some coaches don't think time of possession matters anymore. I believe we found one of them.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he's brought down. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points.
Lions, nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape. That
trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the...
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
A 10-yard loss on the play. It's 2nd down.
After the sack on 1st down, Wentz escaping the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the two-point try will be unsuccessful. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 4th and 1.
On 4th down, McDonald. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there for Washington. This is caught. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Just shy of the goal line. A 4-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Wentz. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on. So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here will go for 2. Here's Wentz to throw. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on the 2-point try. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Now we'll throw here to his running back, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
McDonald sets to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the hit.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. McDonald. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him. And here's Tucker McCann now for the PAT. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football.
38, Lions 9. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
First down, Washington.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
23 yards.
Wentz now on first down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Second down.
26 Mike. Watch the run. 74.
Another try after the first down sack. Wentz, he's going to launch this thing way downfield. Here's a diving catch right side. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. A final shot before half for Wentz. Now a diving catch made just beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world
that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Especially for the final play of the first half to have the guts to do that. But I guess, what do we say? The end will justify the means, right?
No doubt about it. For you and me, we live, we learn.
And now this will be the final play of the half, as with no time remaining, they'll try and add 2 more to the lead right before intermission. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, because this one's just a...
He's got a man complete. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A huge play there for Washington.
But I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
It's our time. It's our time.
Now Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
On 1st and 10, McDonald, he's airing it out for Williams. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. With such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive, because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you...
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They're going to keep it on the ground. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the...
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Back to throw. McDonald. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Back to throw again. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now the Washington offense back onto the field. They'll go for 2 here. Throwing is Wentz. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Throwing after the interception. McDonald. That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Let's go, D.
Out of the gun, McDonald. And this is caught by Williams. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. A 4-yard gain.
They'll run it with Williams. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and goal to go.
From the 5, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamal Williams with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Lions gain a bit of respectability. Extra point by McCann, up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Looking deep downfield. They've got his man complete. And he'll be taken down all the way inside Detroit's 20. A huge play there for Washington. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. From 19 yards away. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. Play action. Now Wentz rolling to his right. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's McDonald. And the throw there going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, that's caught inside the 20.
Touchdown, Washington. Devin Duvernay.
His second touchdown on the season.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on. Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing is McDonald.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His fifth touchdown now on the year.
And the interception by the Washington defense leads to a touchdown.
Wentz going to look to throw. And he's brought down.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. They go back to the air here after the INT on the...
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Here's McDonald to throw.
That is caught. It's Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Second and 4 at the 15-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. The Lions on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 17. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense, as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Washington. Devin Duvernay, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead. So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here will go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Ooh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And that will get out of bounds. So that's definitely going to put a major crimp in any comeback plans they may have had. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Hey, we got 3 out. Hey, 25 to Mike. We got 25.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. McDonald sets to throw. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Let's go one more. There we go, Mike 20, Mike 19, Mike. Biggs. Hey, Mike 20, Mike.
McDonald. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them. He's got a man complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
That's just me and you. That's just me and you. No. Watch the safety creep. Black, come on. Kill.
Wentz to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
26 minutes. All right, baby, come on, let's go. Check 9.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower. I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes has a way of catching up with you.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Here's 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone, as time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Washington, they remain as hot as anyone. 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints.